My current role is Director of Brand and Communications for Rootstock Labs, a company working to make Bitcoin work for everyone by expanding its functionalities.
And you guys as an organization, you've been around for a while. I would call you kind of mid-size. You're probably like 120 people. I think at one point you were 140 people, made some acquisitions, did some learnings. You've also run a number of offsites. Do you have any advice for people in your position, heads of senior people, joining an exec team offsite? So sometimes we have, the classically between 5 and 7 top execs, and they do rightfully invite heads of really important people in the organization to the exec offsites. You've been in that situation twice, I think. Any advice for others?
Yeah, I was really fortunate that when I joined Rootstock Labs, I was pretty much immediately airdropped into an exec offsite that I think was already scheduled for maybe a week after I joined. General advice coming into that kind of environment, though, is first of all, like, opinions are important. You should come with an opinion and a view on what you think needs to be done. That's easier once you've been in the organization for some time. So maybe not in your first week, but you'll already start shaping opinions on your view of your kind of domain expertise. For me, marketing and communications, that you can apply to the challenges within the business. But then with that strong opinion, you need to have the flexibility to have your mind changed. Receiving new information might help you understand that what you thought was the truth before shouldn't be anymore. So having a view and strong opinion and the confidence to share those opinions based on your expertise and your background is really important, but with the flexibility of accepting you might be wrong and that there may be additional context you're not aware of. So I think that's really important. And then secondly, listen, I think is the easiest way of saying it. Before jumping in, trying to solve problems, listen to what people have to say. I mean, the exec team at Rootstock Labs is incredible, but in other organizations I've been in as well, starting to understand the dynamics and the focus and the priorities of the exec team as a whole, and listening to those challenges before speaking can help you kind of process the best way to respond and to interact with the different execs within the team. So that's one thing of it. I think it's like making sure that you're listening double the amount that you are speaking at first. Just to be able to kind of, I mean, that's where all the new information comes that will help you shape your kind of outputs and be able to provide actual value.
Love it, right? So coming into the exec offsite, I love that you said come with a view, come in with an important opinion that you have about a company on the strategy, the culture, the product. Come in with a view. People want to hear it. That's why you're invited. And second of all, listen. And I really like that you mentioned a few different points there. You said, listen and observe the dynamics, the focus, the priorities, maybe for different execs, where there's conflict, where there are blockers, where there's not. So I really like that, listen and observe.
Yeah, I think that's
beautifully done.
And sometimes like just playing a role of being able to bridge the gap and translating, let's say, the sales team in an organization might have like a completely different view of the world than a product or technology team. And sometimes it takes an additional person to help kind of like act as a translation layer. And I hear what you're saying, and actually you're both saying the same thing, but just in different ways. And by doing that and creating connections between different members of the exec, you're kind of also bringing value to that.
And in general, I would say this is something that you're excellent at, Sam. You're kind of really good at coming in, listening, looking at the different dynamics, priorities, focus, and helping actually the exec team to understand that in a deeper way. So I think that's a brilliant thing to add. And again, so good to collaborate with you. And please reach out to Sam if you've got any questions on Rootstock, on what they're doing, on PR and marketing. He's your man. He's brilliant.